My gosh, wait till you hear what Brian Wilson's got to share with us today. It is empowering. He does something with book clubs that is unique, and I'll tell you what, it's changing realtors' lives. And if it can change the realtor's life for their business, then it changes their client's life, and you will be a better realtor for it. So I hope you stay tuned and listen to the whole podcast because it is gold.
Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here with Real Estate Riches, and today I have my guest Brian Wilson, who I'm excited to have on here and talk about something unique that he does, so stay tuned. Hey Brian.
Hey, Kathy, how you doing?
Wonderful. I'm so excited to have you on here. And you want to give us a little bio about you, where you're at?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you very much for putting this together, Kathy. I really appreciate the opportunity to just share knowledge, trade off wisdom, and hopefully help somebody else throughout this process. Appreciate that. Myself, I've been an agent for 25 years now here in Philadelphia. I literally fell into it. Once I got my first transaction under my belt, I was hungry for it. I didn't know anything. So I've been bitten by the real estate bug, and it's continued to bite me for the last 25 years.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So do you do commercial and residential and land? Because I thought I picked that up.
Yes. I started out as a residential agent, and then I got my commercial accreditation from Coldwell Banker, CRE. And then I moved into land because I found an interest in farmland and recreational land, joined RLI, Real Estate Land Institute, that I found through the National Association of Realtors. And it's been unbelievable. I mean, they asked me to join their board to create a new chapter. So we have a chapter that consists now of 7 states, just land agents. So it extends from West Virginia all the way up to New Jersey. And we talk about recreational land. We network. We have events. They do land one-on-one training to introduce other agents into land to create this big network. And I'm the secretary for our Mid-Atlantic chapter.
Wow, I love this. I just saw an app. I sent it to some people the other day, and it's an AI app for land that does a 3D video thing on it.
Yes.
Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, if it's the same one, is that Acreage? I think it's one called Acreage.
It might be. I sent this to a couple of agents yesterday. I do everything, so many texts, right?
Yes.
I sent it. I saw it came up on my channel for some reason, and I thought, boy, that agent does a lot with land, and I don't. So let me just see, because I know I sent it to her. Oh, fudge ripple. Well, anyway, if I find it, I will send it to you.
Yeah, definitely send it to me.
Because it did a 3D imaging of the land so that you could see it from all different perspectives. But I think it also gave you the way to envision it of what could be on that land because it's AI. And so it give you this 3D format. So it helps, when people walk into a house, let's say, and a lot of them are not visionary. You need to pick pictures. And I thought, boy, that tool, hopefully it's not a fortune, could be amazing.
That was the thing that I really liked about when I started taking the land classes through RLI, was that you never really understand all the full uses of land. We know what to do with 2-story, 3-bedroom, 1,700 square foot house, and we can imagine all day long, what it looks like. I was fortunate enough to assist a few of my clients in building condos within a building. So that kind of got me hungry for what else we could potentially build. And then I got into land, and I was fascinated of all of the multiple uses of land beyond farming, reservation land, beach house, beachfront, resorts. I mean, the list just kind of went on based off of the size So I really work to open agents' eyes to the potentials and throughout these different programs.
You're with Berkshire Hathaway now, right?
Yes.
And I'm with EXP, and they opened up a whole division for land
Mhm.
because I didn't realize it was such a big deal. But since I moved to North Carolina, which is where I'm at, I moved here in 2005. I moved north of Charlotte, probably 30
Okay.
minutes north of Charlotte. So there was a lot of land here. But since
Mhm.
I've moved here, that land's disappearing because it
Mhm.
just and they were big farms, that would turn into
Yeah.
subdivisions and commercial properties like I remember when Costco came on a specific spot, there was a big chunk of land. An agent was working that for a long time. Tell me
Mhm.
about when you're working with land that is like agricultural and a developer wants to come in. Have you done things like that?
So I've talked to many different developers that have the ideas. It's a long process.
Yes.
Just getting the land rezoned, dedicating roadways, establishing the infrastructure for sewage and power lines and water. It's a whole process. It really is a whole process, and it could take years to convert agricultural land or industrial land into residential. But once you've kind of sat down with a design team, an architect and an engineer, and then they start to kind of get your brain stirring of some of the things that you're able to do, you're mind blown. To even have an hour conversation with an architect about potentials with land is so mind opening to some of the things that you're able to do. And us as realtors, because we focus on the end user,
Mhm.
we look at a product from start to finish. Whereas a developer may look at a product and say, finished is, all right, we put the last brick in. We look at it as, well, we still got to sell these bricks to somebody else. How are they going to use it? What are they going to use it for? How does it work? How does it function? So I call ourselves like the bridge between developers and the end user, because
Oh,
while the developer can imagine whatever he wants to create within a space or a plot of land, we still have to find the person that's going to buy it and say, this is what you can use it for. Here are all the multiple different ways you can use it. Here's the supermarket, and here's the grocery store, and here's medical services, and all the
yeah.
things people need in proximity to this parcel of land that we're now talking you into buying. Well, that's what we do. That's what we focus on from a land perspective. I've got one of the agents that we were talking to yesterday during our meeting has a parcel of land in Virginia, in West Virginia, and he's comparing the purchase of this land in West Virginia to purchasing in DC.
Mm.
So it's about a little over an hour drive away, but the amenities and the features that you get compared to what you can buy in DC are astronomical. So that's what we do, and that's part of the process of what we do from a land perspective.
Well, let me ask you this. You probably have a pipeline going of different projects going, so there's money coming in. But like you said, this could take years. I know one woman that worked on Costco here. That was over a 15-year period of time because the city fought, or the residents fought different things coming in,
Hmm.
right? And
Yes.
so my question to you is, especially if we're talking to realtors who might be thinking of going this path, how are you making money as the process goes on?
You still got to take care of the thing that feeds you.
Yeah.
You still got to take care of your bread and butter. Those are your first time home buyers, your move up buyers, your sellers. You still gotta take care of them.
Yeah, you're weaving it in.
Yes, you have
Mhm.
to integrate them in. You can't make a full jump from one to the other. It's a challenge to be able to do that and to be able to sustain and survive for that long period of time.
And that was a rare situation, I'm sure, 15 years. However, since I've lived here, different development projects take a long time because there are residents that may not want that new subdivision or they may not want that commercial thing coming in. And you got to go before the city boards and all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it is a process. However, I know that her payday on that particular thing when it happened was huge.
It just ought have been, especially I'm sure the amount of work that she put in throughout the process.
Yes.
I'm sure they appreciate her knowledge and input through it as well.
Yeah.
Was
Well, and she was primarily residential, but she also did commercial. So she
yeah.
was a blend. She had her own firm. She
Mhm.
had, I don't know that she had a bunch of agents, but it was primarily her. And I watched her through the years selling different properties, all different price points. But she
Mhm.
also had a property management company that she managed. I mean, she's retired now because when she had 20 doors that they call it when you buy the investment properties. She
Mhm.
sold most of those 20 doors, sold her own home, and she's been traveling all around the world ever since, and she's in her 50s. So if you're
Beau-
young and you're thinking,
Beautiful.
right, that's the dream.
Yes, it is.
That's the dream
Yes,
because
it
end
is.
game is important, people.
We don't think like that,
No.
but we should. It's conversations that I try to have with my agents about clarifying what the end looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know realtors that are like in their 80s and 90s still selling real estate.
Yes.
And I get it. You love it.
Or do
You
you? Or are you stuck?
or are you stuck?
Yeah.
Yes, I guess it's a combination because I mean, for them, I guess once they leave, what do you do next? You're so
Mhm.
busy. You're so inundated with talking to people and talking about real estate and being on the front line and going through all the swirls and ups and downs that you go through with your client to be able to say, okay, I'm turning it off. How do you do that?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
that's valid, because it is a lifestyle, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
so interwoven into everything you do. It's not a 9 to 5 in the slightest.
No. No.
It's a 24/7. It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean you're working 24/7, but you're thinking 24/7.
4/7. Yeah. You're thinking, where's that next deal? Where's that next client? What's
Yeah.
listing? Where's the next settlement? Where's the next transaction? Yeah,
Yeah.
you are. I mean,
Yeah.
there's an agent in my office now that's in a wheelchair that's still practicing real estate.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
and I get that too. There's a really successful Remax agent out in California. He invited me on his Zoom, and yeah, you do what you need to do. I mean, he's not disabled mentally; he just can't walk, and
Mm,
you can get the job done. I had a broken leg, and I was out showing properties with my broken leg. Why?
yeah.
Because your clients need it, and you need a paycheck.
Yes. Look, I had my baby and was carrying around my baby on my back.
I love
Showing
it.
properties in the dark with a flashlight. So
It's real. It's
yes,
real. And
yes,
you know what? I think your clients respect you for it.
yes. They
'Cause-
expect the grind and the hustle.
yes.
No, the
And
grind and
that you're
hustle.
willing to, that you don't make excuses. You go out there and you do what you need to do to take care of your clients that you were under contract with, or they saw you with the broken leg up front and said, okay, if you can do it, I can do it. It says a lot about your character too, I think.
So I've said this to some of my new agents that have come on board. Real estate really is a character building. We develop a tough skin in this business, in this industry. We're susceptible to no, but no does not paralyze us.
Right.
We
Right.
can't afford to let the no's paralyze us
Yeah.
because we look at it now as oh, that was money in the bank. That was a bullet dodged. Move to the next one,
Yeah. Yeah.
and keep it going.
I just had an agent I was meeting with yesterday. She's was going to be selling the man that she's been dating for 17 years property, an additional piece of property. And I says, is this the one that he didn't want to do anything on and he was going to price it too high? She goes, yeah. And I said, is he tough on you? And she goes, yeah. I said, don't do that. Don't sell that house.
Yes,
I don't care if you need the money. Walk.
yes. Refer it out. Let somebody else handle it and maintain your relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, I've told clients that in the past, they'll tell me, oh, my niece is a realtor, she just got her real estate license, or my nephew's a realtor. I'm like, are they part-time?
Mhm.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, they
I
part-time.
got into it, so,
Yeah.
I kind of want to give him a chance. I said, look, let me just help you here. Do you need to sell this house? You need to sell this house.
Yeah.
You need a professional. Oh, I mean, I'll be glad to give your nephew a referral fee, but you need a professional to help you through this process. To mirror me throughout the process, I'd be happy to sit down with him and talk to
Well, I
him
love that.
about it, and it will give me a little bit more insight into him or her to see if they might be a fit for my team because, we're at a stage now where we're people collecting, you know? So in that people collecting, we're now analyzing potential agents, how to build that next brick. So we're building
Yeah.
just like we build a house,
Yeah.
create a strong foundation, and then you develop it from there.
Yeah, a lot of agents that come in, well, as you clearly know, when an agent gets their license, they think, I could do this, but the training is not necessarily there. Even if different firms offer it, in our firm, I'm with EXP, you need to have some hustle because we are a cloud-based firm. So
Mhm.
unless you join a team, whatever company you're with, I think when you're brand new, you need to join a team. Yes. And the team needs to be willing to train you. But if I were the team leader, I'd be wanting to really interview you strong to see where's your hustle, where's your grit. Because if
Yeah.
you don't have it, I don't know that I want to take the time because 80% leave in 2 years.
Yes, they do. I'm in that process now, and it's so interesting interviewing because as agents, we are quick to want to establish a connection and a relationship. We meet a client and we are searching for connection points through conversations. I've been guilty of making that same error in evaluating agents. And that is not the proper way to evaluate a team member or a potential team member because you'll spend 6 to 8 months invested in someone to realize that they're not the right fit for your team.
Yeah. Painful.
It's painful.
Painful.
Yes, it is.
And it's a waste of both your lives, but primarily yours because
Yeah.
I pour into them. I pour
Yes.
in. I'm sure
Yes.
you do too.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
have, have you ever done the disc profile?
Yes. Yes. I just
That's a
actually
mandate for
my
me.
coaches do one. Yeah, I think I've done four. Yeah, I've had my agents do one. My daughter is working on getting her real estate license.
Mm.
The baby that I was carrying on my back.
Oh yeah, that's so fun.
She's working on getting her real estate license now. So I'm going to have her do the disc analysis as well. I think it's a
Yeah.
great tool for introspection, just to kind of evaluate who you are first. You give you the eyes and the insight to evaluate someone else.
Well, that's exactly it. When they're exposed to it, now they read about who they are. You
Right,
can also read about who she is at a deeper level,
right.
but it teaches how to pay attention to the other styles so that when you're in conversation, you're recognizing how you
Mhm.
got to be different. Like,
Yes.
like for me, I'm an ID.
Okay.
So if I talk to someone that's a CD,
Hmm.
they got to have all the details. And this I over here, I'm a bottom liner. So you need all the details. Okay, I'm going to focus in. You're hard for me because that's not my style. Yet I need a C as an assistant or a partner who really likes the details because I'm a skimmer. So I need that person in my life.
Yes, I had to learn to make adjustments from within. So
Mhm.
this has been the benefits and advantages of being in the book club. Last year we read over 40 books.
Let's talk about that. So tell
Okay.
me, let's start at the beginning. Tell me
Okay.
what you do because I saw a little bit about it and I saw some of the books and I'm like, these are great books because I do audibles because I'm
Yeah.
not good at reading, but
Yeah.
still. So tell us how you formed it, what was your goal, and let's dig into that.
So the book club started when I was at another real estate office. The team leader manager at that office inspired us to read books, and we would meet once a week in an open forum to sit down and discuss the books. One of the books that we read was Alter Ego, and I really fell into this book and the alter ego. So I created my alter ego. I named it. I had a pen that was the activator for my alter ego. I was really excited about it. So when I left the office in COVID and I joined Berkshire Hathaway at the end of 2021. I think it was 2021. I joined Berkshire Hathaway and I came with the concept of I want to do a book club. And they were all for it. They set me up. They said, here you are. We'll give you a room, do the book club. So we started with a list of books. And the first thing that I really learned that I liked about the book club was that we as agents have to read. We've got to read the agreement of sales. We have to read the contracts. We have to read the paperwork, the consumer notice, the seller's disclosure statement. Huge part of our job is reading.
Yeah.
It's foolish not to want to be a part of the book club because that's all we do is read, especially with the changes that have come through with the new NAR settlement.
Yep.
We're reading like crazy now. And I mean, if you're not, you're losing time, you're losing money, and you could probably lose your license. So I said, okay, let's really get into it. And then we do Audible, but I cheat because I do Audible and I have some of the books. So I let Audible read the books to me. And what we'll do is we always, no matter what we're reading, we always try to find a way to bring it back to real estate. So one of the last questions, so it's an hour that we meet. We meet once a week on a Tuesday morning, right before for our office meeting. So Tuesday's a heavy day for me, but it brings the agents into the office and it preps them for the team meeting, which I have after the book club, and then our office meeting, which starts after my team meeting. So they're there in the office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gives us an opportunity to really sit down and look at not just life, but our business in life from different perspectives. We have to be verbal magicians sometimes in speaking to some of our clients because we never know where they come from. We never know what their background is, what their experience is as far as real estate is concerned, what they've heard, what they've read, what they're talking about. So we try to delve into that through conversations. Creating those conversations have been strengthened by being part of the book club.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can appreciate that. I like to listen to audibles when I'm in the car and
Yeah.
just utilize the drive time as that.
Yes.
Um, however, both my cars are convertibles now, and if it's a nice day, I'm not listening to an audible, darn it. I'm
Right.
listening to some music and moving
Right.
along.
Right.
But it's more on rainy days. But I also listen at 1.5 speed
Okay.
because I am at a fast pace. Don't talk slow to me. Talk fast because that's how I think. And if you're talking slow, oh my God, I'll go out of my mind.
Understand that. Understand that. So I've structured and carved my day to give myself time to listen. I try my best to be present. I got a book so I can write my notes and my thoughts as I'm listening. Sometimes I will go back and listen to chapters twice. And we really push the envelope in getting through books so we can talk about them. I mean, we've read everything from The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Atomic Habits, 48 Laws of Power, Emotional Intelligence, to books that were non-real estate related. Like we just got finished reading Demon Copperhead. Wow, we read Steve Jobs. We read The Power Broker, which was a huge book. That book took almost a month and
Wow.
a half to get through The Power Broker. We spent the holidays in the Steve Jobs book. So we really got a chance to look at these books and then relate them to clients, client interactions, the state of the real estate market, our
Mhm.
own individual business, the pros and cons. We read Good to Great and really had a chance to kind of adapt these books in relation to our own business. So it's been an unbelievable journey. This is going on year 4 for us. Yes. So I
Years
love it.
years ago, I started in a personal development firm where I would go to them. They would teach all these different things on personal development. And they said, you need to be reading books consistently. And it
Mhm.
said, especially in your career, he
Yes.
said, if you're reading, let's say, 3 books a year and your competition's reading nothing, can you see how you're leveling up and you're teaching yours 40? They're so much more skilled mentally of how to think about their business, how to do their business, how to connect with other people, how to probably figure out that end game as well because you're diversifying your whole books. These are really exceptional agents that you're mentoring along.
Yes. There's a book you mentioned, Grit by Angela Duckworth. Great book. We read Grit and we read Brené's Brown Dare to Lead.
Yes.
Read those two books together.
Good stuff.
Brene Brown will really take you through a therapy in defining who you want to be, who you are, who you want to be, stripping away some of those fear conversations and then forcing you to actually confront them. I really went through her training that she has that accompanies the book to kind of just boil down. And after going through her book, it just made every book after that, you kind of absorb it. It's like, you kind of like bathe in it and really absorb a lot of the information that you're getting. And then the real key is to actually implement it.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
One thing to read it, but if you don't put it into action,
it means nothing. Atomic Habits was a step-by-step guide. If you don't, we read Atomic Habits and Compound Effect together.
wow.
If you really don't take them to heart, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, true. Well, this has been wonderful. You got any little nuggets for us at the end of what you would mention to our realtors out here that are looking to level up? One, I clearly see the book club. If they don't start one, they just create where they're doing it at least themselves, right?
Yes, create some discipline within yourself. You have to attend your office meetings. I mean, I know COVID put everything online, but you really need to get back to being in the office, being around like-minded people, being around like-minded agents, and really having some mind-opening conversations on how to propel and move your business forward. I tell my agents we're on the front line of defense. We're fighting bad news. Every time you turn on the television, it's fraught with bad news. So how do you get clients to move forward in the face of so much bad news? You got to show them the opposite side. What does the opposite side look like for them?
Right.
And then being able to peel back the layers of misinformation, the years of layers of misinformation, and then helping them see the light of reality and then creating a path to get that light of reality.
Yeah, I love that.
It's more than just the sticks and bricks. It really is. We're mini psychologists. Our license doesn't say it, but we are really psychologists. Sometimes we're doctors. We've got to remove something or add something or piece some people together or separate some people apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Things.
That's another whole story, right? Well, Brian, this has been wonderful. I appreciate you being on here so much and sharing such good content. So I look forward to following you on social media and staying connected.
Same here, Catherine. I really appreciate the opportunity. I really appreciate the forum. And I thank you for tracking me down.
Thank you. Well, wasn't that wonderful, everybody? So I hope that you subscribe to the channel, pay attention to the podcast. I have many great guests just like Brian here, and I encourage you to definitely listen to this one. Thanks again, Brian.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.